Hello guys, I'm about 2/3 of the way up the climb now. As you can see by the view, we're getting higher and higher, and the trail continues up. This is the trail going up that I'm riding on. So not only is it steep, but it's quite loose, so it's quite hard to put the power down. You have to really find places where you can stand up and just get a bit of a break for a few minutes, well, for a few seconds, standing up just to relieve the pressure on your legs. And I was very pleased, although of course I wasn't fast up here on Sunday in the race. I was very pleased with the way I came up here on the race. I mean, it's the first time I've been able to climb anything like this. It's like an hour of climbing very steep, and I was putting out around 200 watts all the way up until right at the very end, and then it dropped down to about 195. So I was very close to 200 watts all the way up here, which I'm really pleased with on a climb like this. Obviously the guys at the front, the big guys, will be putting out probably 400 watts, but you know, I couldn't have done better. So the race was really good. It was a great circuit, probably one of the best circuits I've ever ridden on. Lots of variation. You saw earlier on some single track through the woods over the rocks, which is something I was practicing during the week in the forest over the other side. In fact, if you look past the roads down in the bottom of the valley there, over into the forest over on the other side there, that's where I was last week. I was riding through there, riding over the rocks, practicing. It was very wet that day, very wet and rainy, and I was practicing riding through there, so that stood me in very good stead for the race. So I was very pleased how I rode through. Like I say, that first section, the guys around me weren't so confident, so I got a bit held up there. I could have gone a lot faster through that first section, but you know, it wouldn't have made much difference to the overall. Then we climbed up here, climbed up to the top and went over the top, and then there was a fantastic descent down the other side, which hopefully we'll have enough battery to show you. You go down this great long descent, and I really enjoyed that, and I overtook some people on the way down. Really went down really well. But when I got to the bottom, my legs, having climbed up here and built up all the lactic acid, and although they were a bit painful, they weren't too bad when I got to the top. When I dropped down the other side and just kept my pedals horizontal, so 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, going all the way down, when I tried to pedal, when I got to the bottom and got onto the fire track like we had at the bottom here, and tried to pedal, I had the most excruciating cramp right from my groin down to my knees on the inside, on both sides. It's really painful, and I tried to ride it out, but I couldn't, so I had to get off my bike and stand for a couple of minutes and walk for a little bit, trying to get rid of it, and it started to go off, so I got on my bike again, and then it came back, and then I got on my bike again. Anyway, I managed to get rid of it, but I suffered with that for the rest of the afternoon. You know, I was riding as hard as I could, but not as hard as I could have done if I hadn't got cramp. But you know, I got cramp because I'm not fit enough to be climbing up here. So this climb is going to become part of my training routine now that I'm aware of this climb and how hard it is. So I'm going to do this at least once a week to bring it into my training regime, to really get on top of it. So then after that we went back into single track down the bottom, and we rode all the way through, and that was good. That was very technical, and I overtook about, it was sort of 6-7 people in the forest, going through bits where people weren't confident. They were getting off their bikes, and I was riding through single track, you know, sort of tight technical stuff, and I got past about 6 or 7 people. So that was good, really good. And then I was, even with the cramp, you know, and then I was heading back towards the finish, and I was just catching a guy up, and I went down this downhill perhaps a little bit faster than I normally would have, because I was catching this guy up, and literally just the other side of this section was the asphalt. You got on the asphalt, that part where I came out of Alhaurin, showed you earlier, to ride back to the sports centre. So it was like asphalt and downhill all the way back to the sports centre from that point. And I got a puncture. I got a puncture right there, right where you come off the dirt and go onto the asphalt, you know. Oh, the worst place. So I stopped to change the tube, and those 6-7 people came past me, plus another 2 or 3 came past while I was doing the tube. So I lost all those positions that I'd managed to catch up. So I ended up, I think 310 people finished the race, and I ended up about 300th. So I was right at the very, very back. But I was really pleased with myself. I mean, really pleased with myself. I was really pleased with the way I rode, and I was really pleased with the fact I kept going, didn't give up, and climbed all the way up here, which I found very hard, but I just kept my cadence going. I set myself a cadence that I wanted to keep going, revs per minute, and I set that and I concentrated on that. And the guy in front of me who had much bigger legs, much stronger guy than me, I kept catching him up, then he'd realise I was catching him up, then he'd go away, and then I'd catch him up again, and in the end I caught him right on the very top of the hill. And he was a much more experienced cyclist than me, so you know, I was really pleased with my performance, genuinely pleased, and I couldn't have done better. I could not have done better, and there are no excuses at all for it. You know, I'm not. I had a puncture, but I mean, anyone can get a puncture. So yeah, I really enjoyed the race. Probably the best I've ever done the race. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the riding. It was a great experience, a great field, and I really was very pleased with myself about how I did. So as I said before, the results, if you look at the results sheet, it doesn't look too good, but you know, it was the best I could do on the day, and there were a lot of very fit people in the race. It was really good, really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I took a big step forward with that race. I mean, I really learned a lot, and everything that I'm doing in my training is working, and sticking to these cadences and sticking to my heart rate and all this stuff is all starting to work now. So you know, it's only going to get better. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying coming along today, guys. I wanted to talk to you about the race. A lot of people have been interested in how things went, and hopefully now today you can see how some of it is, you know, and how it was for me on Sunday. So I'll record as much as I can on this battery. I've got about half a battery left, I think, so let's see how we get on. Alright guys, I hope you're having a good day, and I will be bringing you along a bit later. Okay, bye for now. Okay guys, we're at the top. We made it. It's really a big climb and very loose, very hard. I really feel it in my legs. But there you go, you're not going to get better by not doing things, so the things that we struggle with, we've got to come and do until we don't struggle with them anymore. So, very tired, feeling good. Okay guys, I'm going to bring you with me down on this downhill. We're going down here now, on this very long downhill, This is what gave me the really bad cramp in the race, going down here for so long. So let's see how we go today. Alright guys, speak to you soon.